I would now request the Dean of Calicut Bar, Advocate M. Ashokan sir, I respectfully invite him to kindly preside over the function. Thank you so much.
All of you are once again welcome to this august function. It is a proud privilege for me to preside over a function which is held for celebrating the 105th birthday of Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer, and also to formally inaugurate Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer Legal Studies Wing, which has been formed by the PRTC in memory of the great and towering personality, Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer. I must frankly tell you that I am overwhelmed with the presence of the dignitaries who are participating in this function. It is all attributable to the greatness of Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer. First of all, I congratulate PRTC for arranging a grand function like this for commemorating Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer. Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer was very closely associated with the establishment and functioning of PRTC. In fact, his love and affection for Mr. Nawaz Jan, who is the founder of PRTC, is well known. Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer had recommended the name of Mr. Nawaz Jan for Padma Shri, but due to some politics at the top, it did not materialize. PRTC has taken up the task of conducting several programs for the benefit of the budding lawyers and also the youth in general. Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer Legal Studies Wing is arranging several programs for continuing education of lawyers and the other professionals, and also for helping the students in various fields to attain perfection and excellence. Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer was a monument of perfection and excellence. We are all aware that there is no other jurist in India who can claim the same status as that of Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer. He has been described by many eminent jurists using the words such as giant oak, walking encyclopedia, living legend, a phenomenon, a one-man army against injustice, and various other adjectives. But I feel that those adjectives are not sufficient at all to picturize or describe the man Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer. He was in a separate class for which there is no comparison at all. Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer valued personal relationship like anything. He used to keep in his memory the details of all persons whom he had happened to come across. I was once introduced to him by my senior, late Mr. K. Bhaskaran Nair. It was during early 70s. Thereafter, I met him only after 5 or 6 years from Ernakulam. Even without anybody telling him who I am, and without even any introduction or any permission to meet him, he identified me from a group of people and called me by name and wanted to ascertain whether I have started independent practice. I was wonderstruck by the memory of the great man. When I discussed with other people, they also told me similar incidents about his capacity to remember things. This also must have played a big role in making him the greatest of all. Within a few months of starting his career as a lawyer at Tellicherry, Koilandi, Calicut, and other places, his presence was noted by the eminent jurists at that time. He became the best-known lawyer in all branches of law, including civil and criminal. He was a case winner, and almost all cases in which he appeared, he got favorable judgments. This indicates the capacity and the caliber of the lawyer. While practicing as a very successful lawyer, he plunged into politics and became an MLA of the first Kerala Assembly, supported by the Communist Party. Mr. EMS, who was a versatile genius and who became the first elected chief minister in the world, the first Chief Minister of Kerala, had no second thoughts in selecting Mr. V.R. Krishna Iyer as one of the prominent members of his cabinet. Important portfolios were assigned to Mr. V.R. Krishna Iyer. He did justice to all the portfolios entrusted to him. As the jail minister, he was instrumental for bringing out drastic reforms in jail matters, and there was considerable improvement in the condition of the prisoners. As the PWD minister, he studied the entire details meticulously, and the engineers of all cadres became very alert and capable during his administration. He was behind the Land Reforms Act, the Education Act, and all other welfare enactments brought in by the first communist government. In fact, he was communicating between the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, and the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. EMS. When the real state of things were brought to the notice of the Prime Minister by Mr. V.R. Krishna Iyer, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru was quite unhappy with the mandate of the then AICC under the leadership of Mrs. Indira Gandhi to dismiss the Communist Ministry of Kerala. Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer's career as a minister of the Kerala state still remains a classic example for all the ministers in all governments, whether it is state ministry or the central ministry. After the dismissal of the communist ministry by the central government, Mr. V.R. Krishna Iyer started his practice in the High Court of Kerala, and within a few months, he became the most successful lawyer in the High Court of Kerala. He was elevated as a judge, and what happened afterwards is history. As a judge of the Supreme Court of India, his judgments were calculated for the purpose of rendering justice to the teeming millions and also for the purpose of finding out the soul of India. In every judgment written by him, the same is crystal clear. To mention a few judgments, the Bangalore water supply case, the YWCA case, in which the definition of the industry, definition of workman, all were given a new interpretation. And the definition of industry was elaborately discussed by him, and it was held that almost all the establishments, whether it is public or private, are liable to be included in the definition of the industry, and the provisions of the Industrial Disputes Act is applicable. His judgment holding that bail is the rule and jail is the exception also reformed the criminal justice in India. His judgment deprecating the practice of insisting for impossible conditions while granting bail has also reformed the criminal system in India. Then the Ratnam municipality case, the first of its kind, where it has been held that it is the duty of the local self-governments to see that the roads are maintained properly, and it became the right of the citizen to have good roads and good facilities to live in. Then the Prakash Rekhi's case, where the definition of the state under Article 12 of the Constitution was expanded, are only a few examples. During the famous election case, the entire system and the Constitution of India, and even the existence of the very existence of the Supreme Court, was saved by Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer by his timely intervention and interim orders. We are expecting perfect decisions from the apex court regarding legal issues. The high courts, subordinate courts, and the legal fraternity always look for such definite dictums from the Supreme Court. Recently, there are several judgments passed by the Honorable Supreme Court. Whether the dictums are clear and cogent, and whether these dictums have resulted in settling the disputes, existing disputes, it is a question which deserves to be looked into. For example, the criminal matters. In criminal matters, what is the scope of Section 311A CRPC and Section 4 and 5 of the Identification of Prisoners Act in matters connected with the drawing of voice samples and other matters in connection with the collection of evidence is still not resolved in spite of the judgment in Radish Sharma's case. It is almost the same in connection with the dispute regarding Section 65B of the Evidence Act. If Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer had been there, perhaps the disputes would have been settled once for all. Even after retirement, Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer never thought that it is time for taking rest. He was going on working hard and relentlessly till his last breath. Since there are other eminent speakers to cover it all, I am concluding my presidential address, wishing all of you the very best in memory of the greatest of all legends, Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer. And also I would like to add that Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer was more than all the retired judges and existing judges put together. Now I invite Mr. Justice V. Ramkumar, the most prominent among the retired judges of the Kerala High Court, and who has become an authority in criminal law. I know that he started dealing in criminal law only after becoming a judge. And within a few years, he mastered it. And now he is the master of criminal law in India. He has been in the field of imparting learning and education to the judges and also all persons who are desirous of learning law. He is the most appropriate person to inaugurate the Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer Legal Studies Wing. I am also entrusting the function of introducing our chief guest, Mr. Majid Manan, senior lawyer of the Supreme Court and the Bombay Bar. Mr. Majid Manan was having close association with Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer, and I have heard him speak about Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer. Incidentally, I may also inform you that I strongly recommended the name of Mr. Majid Manan for speaking in this function, even though I am not having any personal acquaintance with Mr. Majid Manan. Now, today is the birthday of Justice V. Ramkumar. I wish him all that is best and many, many happy returns of the day. Now I invite Justice V. Ramkumar to inaugurate the Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer Legal Studies Wing and also to introduce the chief guest, Mr. Majid Manan. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.